So we're going to cut the reveals. This is a sample of the reveals. So it is 53mm and it has a eased edge. We're going to make this a bit slighter when we do the actual things, but that means, I'll show you, when we butt it into the window, where there's tape and that junction there, just easing the edge off, make sure it'll fit a lot easier.
Yeah, nice.
And nothing will hold it off. So we've gone around and we've worked, this is about 50mm, the timber, but obviously things change, and when things get processed, they're not exactly the same. So we've gone around and basically found the best measurement, which for us is 53mm. Yeah. I'm going to keep them all the same.
Yeah, it's also wise as well. Even though this has got a really stable moisture content in this material, it's not going to shrink or it's not going to expand too much. It's also worth making sure that this trim is slightly prouder than that batten, okay?
Yeah.
Because when you put, so hold that up, and let's say this was a piece of cladding coming over the top, then it can all move as one, if you like. It can all expand and contract without splitting on that joint there, which would look really nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so we're going to do that on the rip saw, on the table saw. I've got dogs all over the place here. I'll keep tripping over them. Let's go and do that on the table saw. We've got those lengths there.
Yeah, these are the ones we're going to rip out, and then we've got a few nice shorter lengths for the heads of the smaller windows.
The smaller windows, all right.
So, yeah.
So tell us what we're going to do then. We're going to stick them through the rip saw.
Yeah, so you can just about get 2 from one, but to make sure we get the best possible reveals we can, we're going to get 1 from each bit of thermo wood. So we'll rip the tongue off, rip the groove off, and then get the best bit from down the middle and use that for our reveals with a slight backing bevel.
Exactly, yeah. So let's get all that round to the table saw and get it done. So we've got our table saw set up under this bit of shelter here. It seems like it's been here forever. We've been on this job for a while. But it's great though, just having a little bit of cover, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really handy just to, even if it rains or whatever, just dive out and be able to put stuff somewhere.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going to set this up and start machining it all through. It's very straightforward. I'll leave the camera on the side so you can see what we're doing. So let's set the saw up to do these rips. So these are the short pieces. So I'll use one of these. I've got a spare here. I'll always have a spare, and I'll use that to set the saw up every time. And we'll run everything through in one go. First of all, set God, that's a little bit on the squeaky side. Our saw blade doesn't want to be much above the actual material, okay? It's just a lot safer, okay? We've got push sticks here, and this is the best face, okay? This is the most straightest face of the cladding. We don't really want to run the tongue through, because some of the tongues have a little bit of deviation in them where they get thin, because it's normally hidden. So we'll be taking off the tongue. So the first thing I'll do is I'll set the saw up to cut that off, okay? Something like that. That'll be the first cut. We'll run everything through. I'll just do this one for you so you can see. So we'll do that with all the timbers, and that gives us a nice edge, and it's beautifully parallel between there and there. And then what we'll do is we'll rip it down again off this face now, and we'll put that through, and we'll set that to 53mm. We'll run them all through at 53mm. Then all we'll do is we'll put a little bit of an angle on the blade, pull in the fence a bit, and just make a small backing bevel. So we'll leave the new cut edge, and we'll have a little backing bevel, just like Ed said, so we avoid any of those tapes, as the tapes are in those corners there. And that is it. So we're just going to machine that all up now and get ready to start fixing those reveals first. So we just run all the reveals out. Didn't take very long. And I just want to show you what we meant by backing bevel. So we've cut these dead parallel. They're 53mm. We've got a dead square side here, which is where our cladding will come against. So the front cladding or the top bits that are hanging down. And the bit that goes against the window, we've left a square shoulder for about 5mm, and then we've taken the material off at an angle. So when we push that against something, the face is always going to be dead tight. So if there's anything in the corner, like some of the tape that you see that we use around the frames, it's not going to hinder it. The next video will be where we start actually fixing the cladding onto the structure.